Bam. Oh, you're fatter than I thought you was. You are fatter than I thought you was. I'm gonna pick you up. Oh, you're mean too. He done shook out my hands there, guy. I went to grab him and he shook out my hand. All right. That's a nice fish. There you go. I'll show you this bait. That's a nice fish. He's 12 inches. All right, guys. It's a windy day. I don't even know why I'm out here. So we're going to, Dennis, look, I worked yesterday and I look at the weather on Saturday night, Sunday, you know, I look at the weather and look at the wind. I look at the wind too at the bottom, you know, weather undergrade, look at the bottom, it gives you the wind. Today was only 5 miles an hour. Yesterday was supposed to have been 8, day was 5, and then it went to like worse, you know, the rest of the week. Tomorrow's supposed to be cloudy. And then Thursday and Friday supposed to be pretty, but it's supposed to be up like 12 miles an hour. So I thought, I'm going to go Tuesday. So here I are. I put the boat in. I thought, the wind's blowing a little bit. And I get out here, it's blowing. So I looked at my phone. It says it's blowing at 9 miles an hour, gusting at 20. This is a Chaos 2. And I have it on a slider head, okay? Now, y'all think, well, Dennis, why are you doing that? I'm throwing it at everything. I'm pitching it up under docks. I'm throwing it at cover. That's willow grass trying to grow right there. That's willow grass. Some of it's starting to come up. It's thick. If you throw a bait in it, you're not going to get it back, I'm telling you. And it comes out a little further. I'm throwing at anything I think a crappie could be on. I'm looking around with my live scope. The fish are moving a lot today, and it's windy. So I done got hung up and lost a couple baits that fell off the bat. So that's what I'm trying to do this morning. I'm just going to try to use a slider head, weedless. And I'm going to throw at everything. It looks like it could be a fish on it. That fish, it was a mark, just a lump on the side of the post right there. Find that ladder. It was just a lump on the side of it. I said, I think that's a fish. I threw it over past that dock, reeled it back slowly, and when I come past that ladder, thump, he hit it. All right? That's what I'm doing. If I see something that looks like a fish, I'm throwing at it. Well, I get him out from under the dock. All right, guys. What I'm doing today, I'm just trying to find fish. It's a terrible windy day. What do you do on a terrible windy day? That's why I had the Weedless Chaos 2. And I caught a fish on it, casting around the front of that dock. It doesn't skip good. And I got to look in here, and there's a couple scattered fish under this dock. That's a nice fish too. He's probably not 11 inches. He's a wannabe 11. He's probably over 10. Now, this color right here, I know some of you watching going, that's Slayer. No, it's not. If you look closely, it's got a pink belly. This is Rocky. Rocky is a blue boy back, but instead of having like killer, but it's a lighter blue boy too, if you noticed it. But instead of having a pearl belly, it's got a pink belly. It's pink lady belly. Some of y'all have bought the pink lady and said it's a great color. It is. And it's a good clear water color. So I'm just trying to fish for something different every time to share that with you. So right here's a fish right here in open water, but I think it's a bass. I mean, I done lost him. I'm gonna show him to y'all, and I lost him. But some of the fish are in open water, and it got hot enough yesterday. It was 85 here yesterday. I was staying in a building for a neighbor, and I picked the day to fish, as I said, because the day was supposed to be the least amount of wind all week. Yeah. So here's what I'm trying to do on a windy day. You see what I'm doing, how I'm positioning my boat? Yeah, I'm fishing out of the back because the wind's coming like this, see? So that's what I'm doing. If it wasn't for spot lock right here, I wouldn't be able to fish here because the wind would have kept pushing against the dock. The other option would have been to go to the left and right side of it, okay? So now I might do that before I finish. I might go over there and try. But if you find a couple fish on a dock, and this time of year with the spawn, they're either post spawners, right? The ones that already spawned, or the ones that just trying to get out of the sun because the water's warming up. It's 65. So the water's probably comfortable to them right now. 65 is probably great for them. So they're probably trying to get out of the sun some. It's supposed to be 80 today. They like the shade of the dock too because it's a good place to hide the feed. All right? They can sit there. They're in the dark. It's like a cat would get in the dark up on the fence post. A hawk gets up on the fence post. And then when the shad come by, they can run out and grab them. All right, guys, I found another one. It looks like it's not but a few scattered around there, but we're going to, well, he's not as big. He's a fish. Hey, when you got bad weather like this, you take all of them, right? Y'all can see the water chopping it a little bit. Like I said in the first clip, I think it's 9 miles an hour today, gusting at 20. All right, guys, this one was out in open water. He wasn't under the dock. I threw over across the corner of the dock and came back, and this one hit me there. So I got my live scope up front, so it doesn't help me back here. I just kind of looked to see if it was fish there and started fishing. So when I'm fishing docks, that's all I need the live scope for. Me look under there and see if they're there. Then I got it. He's not a bad fish. He's probably, yeah, he's probably 11 and 3/16 probably. Shiny. His color's called shiny. Bam. All right, guys, I'm just over here running around, looking around for fish. All right. And a lot of these that are, I think they're post-spawn, are starting to school up and chase shad. I've seen a couple schools come by chasing with shad with fish chasing them. And I think they're crappie because they're not very big. See, that's a male. But I haven't caught any males that have turned black. You know, usually this time of year you start catching them to turn black. So it's really confusing. We'll say whether some of these are post-spawn. If that was a little male, either he didn't take part in the spawn, or it's a little female that didn't take part in the spawn. Maybe she wouldn't be able to have eggs. I don't know. How old is a crappie big, or how big do they have to get before they have eggs? Now, I'll change my mind and say this. A lot of places where there's a lot of small crappie, I have fish places where, man, if you catch one over 10 inches, you go, yay. They're all 8 and 9 because they're stunted, basically. They don't have enough to eat, so forth. So they're gonna lay eggs because they're older crappie. How old does a crappie have to be? You know, 2-year-old year class. So how old do they have to be before they start having eggs? And the males take part. You know, because I know from in here, crappie, we catch a lot of crappie from 10 to 14 inches. So that's a young crappie. It's probably, I'm gonna guess, 2 years old. Bam. Catching a few, guys. Had a couple nice ones. Nothing huge. This time of year, I don't know about y'all's lake. Don't expect to go out and catch a bunch of monsters. Now, last time I was out, I caught 2 13s. And I caught a couple decent ones off that dock. It might have been, you know, I don't remember what they were, 11 inches or so. But I haven't caught any of those 13 inches today, but I'm not done yet. So that's a little male. Now he has a little darkness to him. Nah, not much. He's right at 10 inches. He's probably 9 7/8. Guys, I'm at the beaver hut. You can see the den back there and all the trash sticking out of the water. It comes way out to here. I done made quite a few casts here. I'm even looking around with my live scope. I see a few fish once in a while moving on the outside of it. I've had a couple bumps, but I've caught nothing. I have come here before and catch 15, 20 crappie in just a little bit. But I don't think they're here. That many's here today. They could have been here and done gone too, but I don't think so. I don't think they've moved up on it. Now, I had a bite there. Now look, you see what happened? Here's the point I was going to share with you anyway. You see, I thought I had a bump, a bite. I popped it. It got hung up. I gave it a slack and it came back off. What happened was this head got hung up on something. You can see the hook's not exposed. I brought the hook out and went back into the body. Yeah, so when he's got to bite down on it to break it. We call that text-po in bass fishing, but there you go. There's a way you can fish around a beaver hut, whether I catch a fish or not. I just thought I would share that with you, okay? You know, sometimes you like to catch a fish when you're trying to show something to somebody, like, see there, it works. See there, I told you it worked. Well, right now, I'm not, like I said, I haven't caught a thing. It's one of those times. And sometimes I know where like 3 beaver huts are. If I find that they're loaded up on beaver huts, that's what I do. I run beaver huts. But it looks like it's a fish. I done lost it. I'm looking underwater. See, it's so much trash down there, it's really hard to tell whether it's a fish there or not. Thought I seen one holler. Like right here. Right there's a fish. See, he's moving. That might be fish right there, but the one mark you seen in front of that trash was moving. So that's definitely a fish. So it's a couple here. I don't know if they're shell crackers, crappie, but it's usually fish around a beaver hut, guys. And bass, I've caught bass here for bass fishing. I'd come in and check it. Now there's some brush out in front of this point, a couple little pieces, and there was fish on it, but they were all very small. I stopped and checked it as I came in here. So there you go. There's a way that you can fish weedless around a beaver hut. And before I finish the video, I'm going to show you 2 other weedless ways. All right, guys, an open water fish. The open water fish seem to be a touch bigger, but I'm not finding, he's 10 inches, I'm not finding many big fish at all. But like I say, with the wind blowing, I'm in a little spot here trying to hide. What I'm just trying to share today with you is, if you're off on a Saturday and it's windy, you're going like, I really want to fish. If you know your lake and know some places you can hide, he's probably right at 10 inches. Oops. Caught him with my fishing line on his gill and jerked him out of my hand when I went to pull my line all the way. If you know your lake, there's probably some places you can hide and get out of the wind. Man, I think I got a decent fish, guys. Open water fish. See, the ones I caught off the dock, maybe the biggest one might have been 10 and a half, 11. Oh, what I'm catching off the brush, trees in the water, stuff like that, are very small. Or 8 and 9, and let's say 7 to 9 inches. The bigger fish are still running open water. Even after they spawn, they'll do that till they move to brush and docks. That's a decent fish. Now look, there's no eggs in that fish. See, some of these females have spawned it, and that's what I'm hopefully trying to find today, is spawning fish on the banks and big females out in the open. That's creamy. That's a nice fish, guys. Woo! That's a good 14-inch fish. I caught a big white too. That I'm gonna put at the end, guys. This was right after I caught the white. I turned around and seen this fish. So. Alright, guys, guess what, guys? I'm gonna let her go. She done the spawn and whatever. This is a weekday. Today is Tuesday. If I get back out here for maybe Saturday morning, I might keep a couple to eat. So we'll see. Been going to church, guys, on Saturday night. Our church has a Saturday night service, and they have 3 on Sunday. Yeah. And I said this before, the church sets 500, so a lot of people go through there every Sunday, I'm telling you. But anyway, my wife and I have started going on Saturday nights, and we like Saturday nights, so that gives me Sunday mornings or Sunday evenings, I can get out and fish too. Bam. All right, guys, I might have finally found a bigger one. I just going to pack up and go. I got to go in here shortly. Got a couple things I got to get done today. Can't fish all day. It's 1 o'clock, 12:30. Oh, this is a nice one. And I looked out there and seen 2 marks. I went, come here, baby, I'll let you go. I looked out and seen 2 marks. I went, that's a pretty good size mark. And I threw out there and I couldn't see my bait. Also, white crappie on top of that. This is something I don't catch many of around here. Oh boy, it's a good thing I netted him. Bait came out in the net, didn't it? It certainly. Look good, guys. That's a white crappie. A white crappie. Might be the first one I've caught on this lake this year. Let me see if I can find. Here's the bait. Now, guys, I'm throwing. That was the LC shad. That's what I'm throwing in open water. Oh, hurry up and get this so I can get him back in here. This is Rocky. The color's called Rocky. And I seen this fish. He come running for it. There you go. Isn't that a nice? Look at that big black spot right there. That's a white crappie. I tell you, he's a nice one. Bam. That is a nice fish. Wow. Hey guys, that's a good one to end on, isn't it? What I was trying to do today with y'all in this video, I always try to share something. I get a lot of comments from y'all guys saying that you appreciate me trying to share some tips and stuff. Well, I keep saying this through the years. We can learn from each other, okay? Everybody does something that's a little different, and sometimes it works. But my whole point today was, if it's going to be windy, and it's 9 miles an hour today, and it's gusting at 20, and I've been a couple places where I couldn't even fish, I just had to leave. I knew about this cove. I thought, well, before I leave, I'm going down this cove. This is just a little skinny cove. You can see it's not very big. It's probably lucky if it's 50, 60, maybe 75 yards wide at the most. But the wind is blowing this way. See? So all this right here is protecting me. That's right. So I'm still getting a little back winds kind of. Wind kind of circles sometimes in a place like it, doesn't it? It's coming this way, and that's not the way the wind's blowing. It's kind of probably because it's coming across hitting these trees and stuff. All right. Now, here's what else I wanted to share with you real fast, and I'm going to let y'all go. I don't want to hold y'all up all day. Where'd I lay it? Oh, here it is. This is a B&M head, fishing B&M baits. If y'all ran across these, it's got a stainless steel wire guard on it. Get in the sun where y'all can see it, okay? I painted it blue. They come plain old lead. Now, it's got a big hook, guys. This is a size 4. I'm going to hold it up here real fast. You can see the difference. Let me hold the two heads. Yeah. See the difference in the hook size? Hope that's coming out all right. Yeah, it's a big hook. Only thing I don't like about it. So I don't use big hooks. Now, that's why I put this shiner. That's a 2-inch shiner. And it works fine with the shiner. It'll work with the Chaos too. It'll work with the Chaos, okay? Really good. The LC Shad is too big for the LC Shad, all right? Now, you can buy those at Walmart. Our Walmart carries them, guys. So, there you go. This is one I made myself. Now, Donnie, you made a comment just this week. And I commented back to you. I said, yeah, I know. I'll do that also. This is mono, 50-pound mono. What I do is bend it in an L shape. You can take a screwdriver and heat it. Or I don't know why I had my wood stove going. I'd hold my screwdriver in the wood stove just for a little bit. Cut me a piece of line about 2 inches long. Lay it on it, and it makes it warm. And you can bend it in shape, make an L out of it. Lay that L on there, and I use a vise, time vise. And I take and put a drop of super glue on it, and it's tight. You don't need a vise. You could help with a pair of pliers. Okay? And I put a drop of super glue on it, and wrap your thread around it, put another drop of super glue, and you got it. Now, when you bend this back, you can see it's coming past the hook. I've learned to play with them. Most time I cut them off about where the hook starts to bend right there, okay? Let me get it. I hope I'm up where y'all can see it. But right there, that's where I cut it off. Doing this out here, guys, I have no way of knowing. In the shop, I can look through the back of the camera and see what y'all seeing. Hopefully, here I can't. All right? Now, sometimes I found when fishing boat docks, I cut them off only about a 1/4 inch long. So they stick straight up. That way, when it hits the timber, it'll come up over it, all right? Very seldom you'll get hung up, or you'll hit it and the line hits it and the line will pull it up over, all right? But that'll give you an idea. Look, if it's weedless, guess what else? Sometimes it's fishless. You'll get a bite and set the hook and won't happen, especially on a small fish. Especially on a small fish. If small fish can hit it, you can set the hook, and that's why I messed him. Your hookup ratio drops some with the weedless hook, all right? The best one is the one I showed you I was fishing earlier. Now I laid it down. It's on this rod, I think. Yeah. So I had to stop and think a minute, guys. I got so many rods laying here. That's why I carry so many rods, guys. I rig up different baits on different rods. Instead of stopping retying, I pick up the rods. Y'all do that? This is the Charlie Brewer one I showed you earlier. It's got a Chaos 2 on it. What I do is let me unhook it here, is I run it through the bait like that. Okay, see how the hook's coming through the bait? Then I push my body up there and I pull it back this way. It's called text-poing. And I stick it back in it. See here? I can run my fingers across it. It'll come through about anything. The head can get hung up. When that beaver hut I was fishing earlier, the head got hung up and I just stood there and shook it and it came right off. Can you hang these up? Yeah, you can. I've had fish hit them and bite it down like this. And I set the hook and the hook comes out and into whatever. But it's great. I like that one because you see this tree, there's a couple trees laying in the water right here. There's one coming in there. Here's one coming in right there, a little trash. I can pitch it over right in that tree like that, as like I do in that beaver hut. I can let it go to the bottom. Now, if it falls down in the cracks of the beaver hut, it's going to hang you up, right? If it falls down through the brush pile, don't let it do that. But that's a little lay down. I can do that, and then I can just start reeling slow. Once I start reeling, it's up off the bottom, and I can just reel it slow back. That's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to make a video about that, guys, down the road. When this crappie start pulling up on the bank, I'm going to make a video about that. And I do that a lot. My son and I used to love doing that. Beetle spins are good for that too. They don't get hung up that easy, do they? Because I got that wire on them. And we would put a beetle spin on one of these, and we go down the bank and just throw it any little piece of trash in the water. Sam made a video about that last week. It's already happening on his lake. It's not happening here yet. When that happens, that's a lot of fun. Just go down the bank, throw it every little piece of trash in the water. Okay? And if you do that, that's how you want to rig them. So I'm showing you that ahead of time, because most of y'all, unless you live in South Carolina, Lower North Carolina, that hadn't happened yet. Virginia right now, here it hadn't happened. I'm in Southern Virginia. If you're in the mountains of Virginia and go north, Pennsylvania that way, the spawn ain't happened yet. So there you go. I'm trying to get ahead of you, give you a couple little tips can help you when a spawn happens, and you want to fish the bank, lily pads, grasses. There you go. There's 3 different rigs. You can make your own. And there's two you can buy, right? Hey, fishing Lake Country Dennis, appreciate y'all guys. Check out Lake Country Baits if you haven't. All right, I'm working on a couple things. I'm just holding back on y'all right now. I'll share them with you later. Also, I fished with a new bait. It's going to be on tomorrow. You're going to see it tomorrow. That a regional out of Texas sent me to try, and I liked it so much. I've been emailing back and forth with him last night, trying to make sure I order the right mold. I'm still want to add 1.5 inch LC shad. So I'm going to add this bait in 1 3/4 inch, because they're not going to make 1 3/4 inch. I can't see it happening. So that way I'll have 1 1/4 inch, 1.5 inch, 1 3/4, and a 2-inch bait, okay, in a stinger or in a shad profile, right? Appreciate y'all guys. www.lakecountrybaits.com. If you ain't been there, look under the video. There's a link you can click on that. It'll take you straight to the site. All right, a lot of y'all use it because the site tells me that. It says you came direct. That's what it means. It'll say direct, YouTube. It'll tell me how you came to the site on your order. All right. Hey, Fishing Lake Country Dennis, thank y'all for your everything. Thank you for your orders. I really do appreciate it. The bait business is growing. I've already sold more at this time this year than I have last year. So I'm up about 20%. Appreciate it. See y'all next time. Dennis.